Thanks, Evan. That was a fantastic presentation. And being a neighbour, I'm just curious, and assuming the Essential Services Commission were not in the room, although they are, would you be able to provide an estimate of your 1.3% above cap rate rise that you were applying for? What percentage of that would you have consumed applying for the extra rate cap, given the extra time and reporting and consultation that's involved? I imagine that's a significant part of that 1.3%.
That's a fantastic question, and it's a question the community asked us on a regular basis when we were consulting with them. Like Towong, we did it all in-house. So I suppose a component of that cost is the opportunity cost of us not doing other things. In terms of timing, the preparation of the financial information, probably takes about a week. The actual preparation of the application probably takes another week. It's the community engagement component of it that consumes an enormous amount of time. It's outside of work hours, and isn't always the easiest process when you're up the front of a hall and a whole range of people are bringing out issues from 10, 15, 20 years ago and still complaining about amalgamations. So I never quantified the full cost in the end, but as I said, a 1% rate rise at Pyrenees in that first year was about $76,000. A couple of weeks of our time plus the engagement, it would obviously be a reasonable portion of the higher rate cap in the end. But as I said at the start, the councillors were keen and very set from day one that they wanted to apply for a higher rate cap. They wanted to send a message around the sustainability of small rural councils and thought that this was a good mechanism to do it.
Yes, thank you, Juliana. From Towong's perspective, I thought it was a really positive experience, and the fact that we did it in-house, it was, an opportunity to have an external organisation assess our application, our long-term financial plan, determine how, robust that was. So I guess from my perspective, it was a great learning experience. We got, terrific feedback from the ESC, and, there were a couple of items that they raised questions on that really made us think. It was like, actually, I'm not quite sure why that is. And so from my perspective, even though it was an investment of time and energy, and, the first year through, it was myself and the finance guy that put it together, and similar to Evan, similar kind of day allocation. But, it was a really worthwhile, positive experience. So, how do you kind of, value that compared to what you might have been doing on those days anyway?
Thank you very much. Can you please join me in thanking Juliana and Evan?